So today we'll be talking about beyond the AI boss. But before we go in, I want you to picture something very, very important. There are two developers, same AI tools, same prompts. One gets promoted and another one gets dismissed or replaced. Why do you think that is so? That is why we'll be talking about the real skills that are very important in the current AI world that we are all in. I'm very sure you must have heard a lot of the saying that says AI will replace developers, or developers that don't know how to use AI, basically. As much as that sounds threatening and almost true, one thing we need to know about AI is that it amplifies what you already bring to the table. I'm very sure that a lot of people currently use AI without even the knowledge of what they are doing. And because of that, they've gone to where they don't want to be, basically. So let me tell you a story. I wanted to build an AI agent, and I was literally collaborating with ChatGPT. And at some point, ChatGPT was leading me to where I don't understand. Okay, it was like, build like this, do it like this. Okay, let's go. I was just like, oh no, this is getting too long, complex, and I don't think it is quite safe. So one thing that I did was to sit back, add a critical thinking myself, draw up the plan, and then I was able to build that particular thing within 2 hours, what I've been doing for days with ChatGPT. So one thing about AI, it will amplify what you bring to the table, not necessarily, in quotes, replace you. So what are the things that are important for you to know to be valuable in this AI world? One thing you need to know is that AI is not equal to critical thinking. Why do I say that? It's because AI's level of critical thinking is limited by its data. Everything AI can tell you or can think about is based on data. But one thing about humans, God has blessed us so much with the gift of creativity, the gift of imagination, and that's why you can think and just be like, this should be possible, let me build it. But one thing about AI, the possibility that AI can do is limited to the data that it has access to. So if you say, for example, can I build a drone? If there has not been data of a drone being built, AI will tell you that it's not possible in code, because based on its data, no drone has been built. It was never possible. So AI is not equal to critical thinking, and that should give you the first point. So what is one skill that is very important at this time? Critical thinking. Your creativity. You don't dump everything on AI to do. You think critically. You don't say, AI, do all my work for me. You actually work with it. So what AI can do, as of now, is know what problem to solve, understand users' pain, make ethical trade-off, build trust with your team, communicate with your people, have empathy. I mean, these are the different kind of things that humans are still required to do. To lead a team, to know what next to do, to know the next problem to solve, to know how to go about things. You know, I said from the beginning that AI amplifies what you already bring to the table. And I've already established that AI cannot exactly think critically, it's only limited to its data. So here are things AI can do. And then, what are the real skills then? If we say AI can't do this, it can. Oh, it's already replacing people. It can't know what users pain to solve and all of that. So what are the real skills? You're already a developer, you're already a designer, a product manager, an engineer, or whatever you are doing currently in the tech space. So what are the real skills aside your technical skills? I have a background in software development, and I've worked with software developers. I've worked as an engineering manager, and one thing that I see engineers do is just to code. But right now, AI can just code, just tell it, build a website for me, and it's done in minutes, even in seconds. So as a developer or as a technical person, aside your technical skill, which AI can actually do right now, most of it, what are the real skills that are very important in your organization in today's age in tech that organizations will be looking for? You know, when you listen to AI Godfather, they call CEO of NVIDIA AI Godfather, and they talk about skills that can be replaced with AI. Why do we still have humans in the companies that build AI? Right. Why do we still have Lovable? You know, we know about a platform called Lovable, still hiring software developers. But they said Lovable will replace software developers, but the organization itself is hiring software developers. Why do we still have organizations pouring so much billions into AI, but it's not AI that is entirely their workforce? It's because there are still some skills needed from humans that they need themselves to grow in their organization. So the number one is problem framing. Problem solving is a thing, but even at this point, we see AI doing some little bit of problem solving. But problem framing is another step ahead. Knowing which problem deserves solving. I'm sure you must have known, according to statistics, like 80% or 90% of AI projects, mostly in enterprises, has failed. Because, you know, with the rise of AI, it just feels exciting to build. But you build, nobody uses it. You build, and it's just lame. So problem framing is a thing. It's very, very important to have in this AI space. And then systems thinking. I know you must have heard of system thinking. Seeing the bigger picture beyond code. I mentioned that currently AI can build stuff, but do you see the bigger picture? I was reading an article written by a friend of mine, and was like, it is not just about building anymore, because anybody can build. Someone received a badge of honor from ChatGPT, and he said that he didn't even know what he was doing. He just built, and he was using ChatGPT API, and that's it. He doesn't even know what he built. So that's just to tell you the world we live in, that anybody can actually build. But not everyone knows the next step of what to do, basically. Okay, so the next real skill on my slide here is communication. Translating between human and tech. I mean, it has been said by big tech organizations, CEOs, and everybody that someone that can communicate, understand, solve problems between AI and human is one of the major people they will be looking for in the nearest future. And that's because, of course, artificial intelligence is rising. I don't know if you've heard of artificial general intelligence. This is the dream of AI. And you know, they were talking about how with AGI, you can literally say, let there be this. It can think on its own. It's not about the prompt. It doesn't wait for your prompt. It doesn't wait for whatever you tell it to do. It can actually do things on its own. And so because of that, they said the rise of someone that can communicate between AI and human is what is needed. So communication is very, very important, and not just between AI and human. I'm very sure you know communication between your team member is important. Dealing with other human beings is important. Leading a team, leadership is important. But real communication skill is also important in this AI world. And what I'll be dwelling more on is judgment. I've talked about problem framing, I've talked about system thinking, I've talked about communication, judgment. So do you know when to trust AI? Judgment is a thing. Even people building AI knows when to trust what they are building and when not to trust it, basically. So judgment, your sense of judgment in building a solution with AI and knowing when to trust AI and when to question it is a very, very rare skill. Because, like I said, Millions of people are building with AI, but not everybody knows when to question. They don't even know when the AI is doing rubbish, or when it's going to another direction, when it's already doing what they did not ask it to do. So judgment is a thing, and this is what CEOs, organizations will be looking for in any professional that they will be hiring, because they know that yes, you will do AI, you will use AI, but do you know when not to do some things? I was speaking in an event, I was talking to product managers, and we're like, you don't want to be that product manager that would download all the company data into AI because you want to use AI. You will not be that product manager that will put all your users base, all your user organization data into ChatGPT or any tool you are using because you want to get results. If you don't have ethical knowledge on how to use AI, when to use it, when to trust it, when not to trust it, it is, it's a beautiful sign from Meta that they allowed AI when you start doing coding tests. Meta now allows their developer to use AI when they are doing coding tests. And that's to tell you that using AI is not a problem for organizations anymore. Now they want to test how you use it. Do you know if that code is wrong or not? Do you know if whatever AI is saying, either statistic based or not, is it wrong? So that is one major thing I want us to focus on. So AI suggests a solution, fast, clever, optimized. You're like, wow, this is amazing. You're a genius, Claude. You're a genius, ChatGPT, or whatever tool you use. And you're so happy. But is it maintainable? Is it secure? Is it accessible? I mean, Jemima spoke about accessibility the last time. Is it accessible? Is it right for your users? Emphasis on security. Big organizations are panicking because of security of AI. And with all the rise of AI, everything, all of those things, data are being leaked. Everything is out in the open. Hackers are getting more leverage and all of those things. And you as a developer, you are there, you are vibe coding. You are doing everything. Oh, I'm done with this thing in two days or in 2 minutes. But is it secured? If you launch or put that thing out right now, and one hacker just, try to tamper with it, everything gone. I saw a tweet about a SaaS CEO that said he built his own SaaS with AI, with Claude or something like that. He was posting, was happy on Twitter. The next day, he was like, oh my God, my website is down, my product is down. He was ranting. He was like, I wish I didn't share it on Twitter. I was like, the problem is not you sharing it on Twitter. The problem is you building what you don't even understand. You built with AI, but no security. It was all vibes. Even vibe coding is a thing right now. It's sweet. But that's not what organizations require of you in the next future. They don't want vibes. They don't. They are building tools that can give you some chills. But when it comes to their money, they will fire you because they don't want vibes when it comes to their organizations. They want people that know how to build measurable, secured, accessible products and even write better codes. So what is the most underrated skill right now? So it's not just about how it works, it's also explaining why the code exists, why this feature exists, why. If you listen to big organizations or motivational speakers, they'll tell you your why is very important. It's also applicable in everywhere else. Why? Or you are just working on vibes. So this is how I want you to see AI. I want you to see AI as your junior colleague that you've mentored. Now picture it, you have a junior colleague. Just picture how you work with your junior colleague. Exactly. That is how you should work with AI. We are techies, we know how tech works and all of those things. We shouldn't be the one falling victim of technology. AI should be like your best junior dev that you've mentored. And when you are working with a junior, You don't dump everything on a junior. You direct them, you guide them, you tell them what to do. If they don't do well, you correct them. So what is your value formula in the nearest future? How should you picture yourself to be valuable in the nearest future? Now, your domain expertise is still very important. If you're a product manager, a dev, a cybersecurity expert, or whatever it is you do, terms your judgment. Your domain expertise, your judgment now comes with AI speed. Obvious that people that don't know how to use AI, well, they might get replaced, but your judgment is important. Your domain expertise is still important, like very important. Okay, now picture you working with someone that knows how to write code and working with a software engineer that has software engineering experience. I've written codes when, even on paper, when we don't have, IDEs. Now, picture how you work with them together. Picture their knowledge. Picture how they will give you ideas, how they will suggest things. It will be different because this other person is just working on vibes, knows nothing, does not even know whatever code he has created with AI. But the person with a domain expertise that has the right judgment and now knows how to use AI, now tell me, which one will an organization go for? It's obvious, very obvious. You remember those two developers? The one who got promoted didn't just use AI, they knew when to question it, and that's why I was so bent on judgment. They knew when to question it. That was why one got promoted and the other one got dismissed, the other one got misplaced. So don't compete with AI. I don't think anyone can compete with it. I mean, it's getting better every day. I was checking the progress of AI, especially with video, and I mean all myself. Like, it gets better every day. But bring what AI can't bring as of right now. Bring what AI can bring, and that's what we've discussed in the course of this teaching.